heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof. Her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to a kitchen chair. She broke your throne. She cut your hair. And from your lips she drew the hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Maybe I have been here before. I know this room, I've walked this floor. I used to live alone before I knew you. I've seen your flag on the marble arch. Love is not a victory march. It's a covenant, it's a broken hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Hello, good afternoon. How the devil are you? If you didn't love Trump already, and some of you don't, but if you didn't, then you should know by now that he's very good for the UK. He's very good for us. Let's talk about Sadiq Khan. So, Sadiq Khan, in my opinion, is an absolutely abysmal human being. If we don't find out once he's finished in office that he hasn't siphoned loads and loads of money out of London, he hasn't personally made a fortune, that he hasn't personally made money off of the investments or things that have happened or policies in London, if we don't find out that he's actually dismantled something really, really important that him and the people that he cares about can benefit from once he leaves office, I will be incredibly shocked. I will literally eat diamantes. Talking of diamantes, what do you think? This is especially for all the incredible Scottish women, and it says Supreme. This is one of our first Supreme Women collection. Let me just show it to you because it is pretty spectacular. Here we go. If you'd like one. Should I just move that to the side, actually? Look, not going to lie. I'm not going to be able to continue doing this. I'm having to go without security for the Scottish event and Whitley Bay and any others because it's not sustainable. It's just not sustainable to have security. So I'm a feisty woman, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I need you to help. Look, you can donate, that'd be fantastic. But if you want more women to peak, if you want more women to be heard, and I think we've listened to about 1,000 different stories with Let Women Speak. If you want more of that, then we have some really good ways that you can do it. You can buy one of these t-shirts, which I think it's nice. It's a good t-shirt, right? Especially in the sun. Let me just show you how that would look in the sunshine. Look at that. Come on, you can blind people. It's much fun. Or you can get yourself a Make Women Female Again pin, or a dinosaur pin, or a Turf Island flag. There is or a Supreme Woman hat. There's pretty much nothing you can do. You can't do stripy bag. So any of these things are going to help Let Women Speak continue to, as far as I'm concerned, be um, the organization like no other that basically gives women a chance to speak for themselves. Um, Other things are important too, but this is the culture wars, and we fight on the front line of those particular culture wars. So I'm going to leave that up because I think it's nice, isn't it? It's nice. I mean, you've got to say it's bloody nice. So these are sapphire color, and then these are aqua AB, which is like it's got like a petrol kind of effect to it. So it's all different colors, and then this is just crystal clear diamantes. But look, I just love it. I don't know how to. Thanks, Alan says nice little tire shop top. Well, thanks very much. Anyway, it's look, if you don't like anyone staring at your breasts, it's probably not the top for you. But otherwise, it's pretty fantastic. Um, so I want to talk about what's been going on with the with Trump as well. So let's just have a look at what Trump said. And I couldn't agree with him more. I think Sadiq Khan is an evil person. I genuinely think he is really beyond the pale, just an awful, awful, awful um, person. So let me just do this so we can see.
They have one of the worst mayors anywhere in the world in London. A stupid guy, in my opinion, but he's a nasty man.
Yeah, I'd agree. He is a. Oh, can we see me? Oh, let's get rid of this. Get rid of that. Jeez. I agree. He is a stupid guy. 100%. Oh, I do prefer a bit rounded. So let's just do that. And let's just do that. Oh, look, me and Trump, we're together. Yeah, isn't that great? So then you can still see the amazing stuff. So let's hear it again from the top.
Mayors anywhere in the world in London. A stupid guy, in my opinion, but he's a nasty man. So many people said thank you for saying that. He's a bad guy. Khan is his name, I guess. Europe has a big immigration problem. They also liked when I said that they have one of the worst mayors anywhere in the world in London. He's a horrible mayor, nasty guy, stupid guy.
He is ruining London. Like everywhere you go in London, there's just so many freaking cameras. And you would expect, because there were so many cameras, that the crime rate would be really low, but it isn't. It's also a place where you feel like you can't get your phone out. It's also a place that got shit on the roads and on the pavements because there's loads of homeless people in tents, like migrants in tents in London. It is an atrocious place. It's all right if you've got a couple of million. And to be fair, my house, if it was in London, would be like £3 million house at the very least, because I have a huge garden. But you can get a small house in London for a couple of million. It's just an outrageous. I don't know why anyone would want to live there.
In my opinion, but he's a nasty man, and I want nothing to do with him. But I didn't think it was a big statement, and so many people said thank you for saying that. He's a bad guy. Khan is his name, I guess. He's done a lousy job, I can tell you that. Yes, terrible mayor.
Totally has done a really bad job, which can only be explained by him personally making a fortune. It can only be explained that he has some other idea about being the mayor of London that doesn't involve improving London for the people that live in it. It might be improving London for a few people that live in it. It might be enabling corruption. I don't know what it is, but it certainly isn't a man that has got the job of Mayor of London because he truly loves that city and the people in it and he wants to make it a better place. It just can't be that.
Mr.
No, but
President,
people liked it so much when I said that.
Mr. President, yesterday you mentioned that you would change the Russia deadline to 10 to 12 days.
Okay, we'll leave it there. I don't think he can hear. So let's talk about what's been going on with Sandy Peggy. Because I think it's really important that we understand left-wing politics, because I think it's that. It's the trashing of women. So I've seen some people, high-profile people, come out and say, I disagree with Peggy's blah, blah, blah on whatever. And I want to say, I don't care what that woman has said. And this is how smearing works. So the idea is you don't have to engage with the main issue because you can get sidetracked on this other stuff that isn't true. So let's say Sandy Peggy had said that people who drink Red Bull are thick as pig shit. Let's say that was the thing that she allegedly said. Why would I discuss it at all as someone on her side? Why would I discuss that at all? Why would I even engage in it? Why would I not recognize this as a way of trying to trash and ruin this woman as a punishment for her daring to say no? Because that's what this is. So I just want to say, anyone on our side, I don't want to hear you say, oh, I don't agree with her on that, but, because that's always said about me. I don't agree with her on everything, but, well, fuck off. Like, who agrees with anyone on everything, like, at any point? Like, I don't agree with myself on everything. What I said last week, I might not think this week. I used to not like olives. Now I like them very much. So this idea that you have to caveat, you have to sort of go, I'm a good person and blah, blah, blah. Like, it just doesn't make any sense for me. It just doesn't make any sense for me. You're basically doing what the people who started the smearing intended, which is for all of us to forget that what happened is a woman who had a really heavy period, or let's say she didn't, right? Let's say that wasn't why she wanted a woman-only space. Let's say a woman went in a woman-only space and wanted it to be a woman-only space and found a man in there and objected to it. And then because of that, and maybe what has happened before, maybe he could sense that she was going to say no to him. Maybe he could sense that she wasn't having any of it, right? But then he launched a campaign in which he had to get her. Like, he didn't want to leave it. He had to get her. He had to keep pushing it. And he knew that one of the ways he could do it, and I couldn't give a shit if this is, if anyone claims this isn't true. This is what I suppose happened. He realized that no matter what, he wasn't going to be able to punish her. So the only thing he had left to do was to go in the female-only nurses' changing room, where he didn't have to be, to force that woman into a situation where she said no to him. And then he could report her. Then he had her. Then he could get her. Then he had something else. And this is a man who reported an elderly woman in her own home for calling him son. And I think he also reported the nurse who was with him, a young trainee, or a trainee doctor who was with him, for not standing up for him. So this is a man looking to punish women because he hates us. He hates us. I can't tell you how much he probably hates his wife. And I'll be surprised if they're still together in 5 years' time. Or she hasn't come out with stories of coercive control and manipulation and abuse. But for our side to even engage with what's been said about her to try and smear her, you're idiots. You're just idiots. You'll know. And I want to say one more thing, and I wasn't going to say this, and I'm going to say it anyway. Let me just tell the women on our side, there were a couple of women at the feminist conference who wore a Palestine, Gaza, Hamas flag on their lapel. Can I just say to all of you, I think you're just the same as the fucking idiots who wear trans rights. Like, why are you wearing it? Why are you wearing it? Like, this is about a group of women who've been silenced. Like, if you wear this, in the street because the opposition has been warned so much. Like, we're the minority people who get cancelled for this. So wearing this is an act of defiance. Wearing a Palestine badge, you're the aggressive, authoritarian, oppressive one. You're not getting thrown out of fucking restaurants, right? Because you're Palestinian. You're just telling everyone that you're a good person. It's the same as Ukraine stuff. It's the same as all of it, but particularly Palestine. Why is a woman wearing that when there are still hostages, right? Why are you wearing that at a feminist conference with a, what are you seeking to do? Piss everybody off? Have an argument? What is that? Because it just annoyed me so much. I just have to say that I can't be party to any of this where we ignore that woman on the back of that. We ignore that woman on the back of that pickup with ordinary citizens of Gaza spitting on her dead body. Her warm, dead body. Like, until the hostages are returned home, I don't believe a single feminist gives a shit about women if she's wearing a Palestine badge. A Palestine badge in which women of Palestine are oppressed. A Palestine badge in which it is well documented that women talk about their children being born as martyrs. So spare me. And I'm just going to tell you now, do not bring those symbols to Let Women Speak because they seek to divide. I have personal opinions about this, but also as somebody who wants to facilitate the free speech of women, right? You can come and talk about that thing if you want. I won't agree with you, but you have every right to talk about it. If you bring symbols of that to Let Women Speak, which I would find an act of aggression, then that I just draw a line. And if that makes me a hypocrite, I could not give a shit. I really couldn't give a shit at this point. We are in a situation in this country where Jews are afraid to appear Jewish. And those that don't are taking a risk when they wear the Star of David. They're taking a risk. 3 musicians, like, when has there ever been a time where children can't go to school or there has to be police standing outside guarding a fucking school? When? When has that happened? How fucking dare any of you come out with your public commitment to that? When actually, in opposition, what people are doing in the name of that flag in this country, not thousands of miles away, but in this country, right now, what people are doing in the name of that flag is making it impossible for people who happen to be born Jewish to live their lives without fear. If you have an issue with that, fuck you. I don't care. I don't want your support. If you find that deeply troubling, look, you can support either side. I fundamentally disagree with you, but I totally support your right to have an argument for the other side. Totally, I 100% support your right to do that. I 100% support your right. I think you're wrong, but I support your right to speak up for people who you feel are on the right side, right? Who you feel are, the women and children and innocent people and civilians who are being killed. I fundamentally support your right to speak up for them. But when you wear a Palestine badge, I don't think that's just what you're doing. I think you're contributing to a climate in which 3 musicians sitting in Vienna who are speaking Hebrew get kicked out of the restaurant, where a group of children on a flight get kicked off a flight, where somebody eating outside a restaurant in, I'm sure it was London, had their food thrown on them. So, like, you can intellectually have your arguments, but we know where this is leading. And if you don't, you're thick as pig shit. And I just had to say it. I've tried not to really get involved too much. And if you want to argue with me about this in person, I'm not prepared to do it on my channel. I'm not going to give up any time for that. But if you want to tell me why I'm wrong, that's fine. I'll not listen, but you can tell me. But I can't keep quiet about this for too much longer. And I just want to say that Jews and people who oppose the what's happening in Gaza and see it as Israel at fault, you are still welcome to come to Let Women Speak. But I really do think on a personal level, I'm asking you not to bring symbols of supporting something that is now being used to persecute Jews in the United Kingdom. Like it's simply not okay. I know some people have an issue with that because you're oh, I don't know, anti-Semites. Because you wouldn't have an issue with me saying that you're contributing by wearing that badge, you are contributing for the persecution of Jews in this country. You might pause and have a think about that if you're not a terrible person. Anyway, if you want to support the work that I do and you fancy helping me continue, despite the fact that you might not agree with me on that particular issue, I'm just saying keep it away. Like, for the sake of everyone, we have to keep this sort of war away from Let Women Speak. Otherwise, it really, really takes away from Let Women Speak. I hope that's not going to get me into too much hot water, but I couldn't not say it for too much longer. It's driving me a little bit insane. Yeah, and Free Palestine has no place at a women's conference. Damn right. But there's some people that are still rabid leftists, and I don't even think they know that they're anti-Semites, and I don't think they care. I think they probably think it's all right for people to get persecuted in the United Kingdom for things that happen thousands of miles away, and that are those things that are being used to divide all of us. So I'm afraid I stand with Jews. I stand with the Jewish people. Just on the basis that you are born into a race. Most of the people we're talking about are not just cultural or religious Jews, but they are Jewish people. And I cannot, for the life of me, stand on a side that makes those people feel like they can't walk about this free fucking country that we live in. It's absolutely just insane. If you can keep speaking up about all of the things that matter to you, then I promise we will win. Oh, by the way, the fellating was about all the consultants and nurses that turned against Sandy Peggy, fellating his phantom penis. I expect he still got one, actually. If you can keep speaking, even though you know that it's going to get you into some sort of trouble, then I promise we will win. If you can support me, so that we can keep saying the unsayable, then I promise we will win. And do you know why else we're going to win? Well, because I'm so hot. I never lose.